Everybody talks about big tech power, but almost nobody forces the people in charge to answer the one question that actually matters. Are social media giants protected because the law says so, or because Washington is too scared to challenge them? In this hearing, Senator John Kennedy doesn't waste time with speeches. He goes straight for the pressure point, and what happens next is exactly why this exchange is blowing up. The nominee tries to stay careful, tries to stay polished, but Kennedy keeps narrowing the trap until there's nowhere left to hide. And the most shocking part isn't even the question. It's the moment you realize the answer could affect every single person who uses Facebook, Instagram, or X. Watch this closely, because the final exchange changes the entire tone of the room.
Judge, this is not what I want to talk about, and this is not directed toward my good friend Senator Blumenthal. He served honorably and he's a clever fellow. But one of the tricks up here is to try to muddy the water to make it look deep. President Trump is in his second term, is that right?
That's right.
Who was the president before President Trump?
Joe Biden.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to clear that up. Are you happy about what happened on January 7th?
January 6th.
Could you speak closer to the mic?
No, I mean, obviously that is a dark day. As I said, there was violence and vandalism that I think every American would condemn.
So it wouldn't be fair if someone concluded from your answers to my friend Senator Blumenthal that you somehow approved of what happened on January 7th.
No, I don't believe that would be fair.
Yeah, you condemn it, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. And just to clear up any confusion, I was here on January 7th. It was a riot. And it was very inappropriate. But I digress. I just want to clear that up. I don't want to ask how you're going to rule on a case, but I do want to understand how you think. Tell me a little bit about Section 230.
I believe Section 230 is part of the Communications Decency Act. I think it is an immunity for service providers or like Facebook for immunity from being sued for certain types of defamation that some others might post on their websites.
Well, I mean, let's take Facebook. I don't mean to pick on Facebook. Millions and millions and millions of people post on Facebook, and they say some deeply weird stuff, sometimes defamatory. Section 230 just says, look, Facebook, these social media platforms, we're not going to hold them responsible under the law for what somebody else posted, right? That's all it is, right?
That's my understanding, yes.
Because purportedly the social media companies don't have anything to do with the post. You just open an account and you can post whatever you want to, right?
Right.
Okay. But the world's, this whole issue, which has become more and more important, becomes clouded a bit. At least it does in my mind, because these social media platforms are so powerful. I mean, let me put it another. When Facebook started, it was this little group at Harvard. But today it's billions of people, isn't it? It has enormous power, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, who do you think is more powerful? The state of Louisiana or Facebook?
Well, that's something I'm not sure I could say in certain
Well, I
areas.
can. Facebook.
I'll take your word for it.
Now, should it make a difference if Facebook, through algorithms, makes a decision about what I see. Facebook can't show me all squillion posts out there. So Facebook decides which posts it wants me to see. That's an intentional act by Facebook. Why doesn't that subject them to liability?
Senator Kennedy, so I understand the question, and I think without having the text of Section 230 in front of me, I'm not sure whether
Worry about it, it doesn't cover it.
Okay, well then,
I'm just asking how you analyze that.
So, well, my understanding as you characterized it is that the rationale behind Section 230 is that since these services, Facebook and others, don't actually edit, it's not their speech.
But you do edit it if you decide what I see, don't you?
So some of that rationale, at least some of the rationale then wouldn't apply in those circumstances. But as you say, if it doesn't cover it, then that would lead potentially either to a different result or perhaps be a reason for this body to consider amending the statute, because I agree with you, the rationale behind it is different.
Well, I'm about to run out of time, but let me give you a concrete example. My spouse, my wife, hates guns. Okay? She believes love is the answer. I believe love is the answer, but I also own a handgun. Suppose Facebook decided that it wanted to change my wife's mind. And they started showing her video after video after video, post after post after post on Facebook to convince her that guns aren't dangerous. That shouldn't be covered by Section 230, should it?
Well, again, I'm not sure whether I would say whether it should or shouldn't, but I will say I agree with the sentiment that the rationale behind it would not seem to apply in the same way that it would if Facebook or others were truly neutral.
Okay. I'm almost done, Mr. Chairman. I promise, I swear to God. Just to check, I don't remember if I brought this up. Who was the president before President Trump?
This last time it was Joe Biden.
Okay, we get that cleared up. Thank you.
And this is where the hearing stops being just another political clash and starts feeling personal for millions of people watching at home. Because when Kennedy presses on Section 230 and social media liability, he's not talking about some abstract legal theory floating around in a law school classroom. He's touching the exact nerve that frustrates ordinary Americans every single day. People see content removed, accounts throttled, outrage amplified, and powerful platforms walking away untouched, and they keep asking the same question: who is actually accountable? That's why this exchange lands. Kennedy isn't trying to sound academic here. He's forcing the kind of blunt, uncomfortable clarity that polished nominees spend their whole careers avoiding. And the more carefully the answer is worded, the more obvious it becomes that this isn't a settled issue at all. It's a live fight over power, speech, and whether the biggest platforms in the world are being treated like neutral services or untouchable gatekeepers. That's what makes this moment bigger than one hearing clip. It's not just about one nominee surviving a tough round of questioning. It's about whether Washington finally admits that the rules protecting big tech may be part of the problem. And once that clicks, the whole exchange becomes impossible to ignore because suddenly this isn't their fight anymore. It's yours.